everyone, welcome back to my channel. So this week's video is another little home upcycle, refurb, spruce up, whatever you want to call it. We are today going to tackle our utility room. This room is actually a bit of a redundant room. I'm going to show you around now. It's basically the extension that was done before we moved in off our kitchen, and it's kind of like an irrelevant room that we never use, and we just let our rubbish pile up in here, and it's just a bit cluttered. So we're gonna paint the walls, tidy it up, and actually make it a functioning space before we do the refurb next year. So we don't want to spend too much money on it because obviously this room's going to get knocked down in the refurb and it's going to be a big kitchen living extension. But whilst we have it for the next 10 to 12 months, we thought we may as well put it to use. Let me show you around. This is it now, and it is basically just a walkway through to the back garden. So in here we have our freezer, which is obviously going to stay, and then we just keep our brooms, a laundry ironing board, Freddie's bike, and then our recycling and rubbish. It's kind of staying in this layout, but we're just going to spruce it up. So we're going to head to IKEA today and get some new recycling boxes. We're going to get a rail so that Freddie can hang his shirts to dry in here. And obviously painting it white will hopefully just spruce it up a bit, and there's marks all over the wall. And Freddie's hanging rack for his shirts are going to be on these bamboo things. It is definitely home time, although we've just seen that they have veggie hot dogs here for 50p, so we're going to do those. Where are you going? You're 31 and the most immature person I know. So we just went back in the car and we had our hot dogs on the way here. Best 50p hot dog I've ever had. And it had crispy onions and mustard on it. Yummy. And now we're just having a little car picnic. We've got the Swedish meatballs and chips and all the sauce. Morning guys. So it's been 2 weeks since we went to IKEA, and we are finally getting round to spending our weekend actually doing the work in our utility room. So today is Sunday and we're actually going to try and paint the room and put everything in it in one day, whilst also watch the Rugby World Cup for one of us. So Freddie has taken this time to be productive, and he is building our unit that's going to go in the back room. Also going to try and paint our kitchen as well. We have this little plan to do a little upcycle in our galley kitchen, which is obviously just a temporary thing because when the refurb comes next year we will rip all of that out. I just think it's so dark and I would just like it to be a bit lighter. So yeah, might try and paint that today as well, but we shall see. Okay, so I have just spent the last 2 hours completely gutting the room and cleaning it. So it's actually looking like what it looked like the day we moved in. I've cleaned all the skirting boards and all the doors, so they're prepped and ready for gloss and, well, satin finish, whatever. And then we're going to paint the walls white, and because it's such a beautiful day, I have just moved all our stuff out here. Also gutted our kitchen, removed everything and cleaned it as well, because if we have enough time we're going to paint the walls in here white as well. Right, I have got my podcast on. I'm listening to Deliciously Ella Digital Detox, and I have got all my paint here. So I've got the satin wood stuff for the skirtings, and then I've got this pure brilliant white matte for the walls, all my tray set up. I can see you looking at me. Yeah, my eyes are open wide. So we are halfway through now. Freddie has finished the first white coat and I have finished the first skirting coat, and I've also painted the doors in the kitchen, and I am currently doing this window. We've stopped for a break because our pizza is ready. Bought this nice little garlic and mushroom pizza from the supermarket, and it is the most welcomed break from this job. It's so cold outside and we've got all the doors open and I'm just feeling a bit chilly, so I'm gonna have my pizza and a cup of tea, and then we're gonna go in for the second coat. I mean, was the ladder not good enough next to you?
No, I need to get in there.
It's looking fresh and clean and good. It's so white and very clinical, which is what we want for a utility room. things on Amazon, and they're to hold your brooms up against the wall. And it was like a tenner for 4 of them. Should I do it in line with the plug? I think I like the symmetry.
I'm going to say yes, yeah.
Okay, so I do 1. Ooh. Cool, I like that. So doing a little hoover up now, and we bought this shark, baby shark, a couple of months ago when we moved in here, and it is probably one of the best things we've purchased. We got it half price as well in the sale, and it is so powerful. Get to it, mister. So satisfying. I've actually found it really difficult to vlog today because we have just been so full on with doing the utility room, and also we painted the kitchen white. It's so bright. It's looking so good now, and it's definitely inspired me to 100% paint these cabinets because they just look worse and worse as the room looks better and better. Also, I've been trying to cook whilst we've been finishing that room, so I made roast chicken with cauliflower, butter beans and roast potatoes in a really nice creme fraiche broth. So I'm just going to serve that now with a bit of spinach. Yeah, and we're going to eat, and we're going to have a yummy, heartwarming meal after such a long day of work. It's all come together though, and it just feels really good. But I'm going to film it properly in the light tomorrow because it's so dark outside now. So, night. Hey everyone! So we have just arrived at B&Q because today's the kitchen upcycle. I am so excited about this project because our kitchen is not my style, to put it politely and diplomatically, and I cannot wait to paint those cupboards, put a new floor down and replace the door handles. I've seen online, and I'm hoping it's as good quality as it looks, some tacky back worktop coverings. Debatable whether that's going to look good or not, but I'll do anything to change those worktops. So yeah, paint, handles, tacky back worktop and stick on floor tiles, and we've got a budget of £200. Well, that's what it's come to, and I really don't want to spend much more than that because we're gonna rip this kitchen out in like 18 months time. It's just to kind of see us through. So I found this picture on Pinterest, and I love the contrast of the pink salmony terracotta colour with the green, so I think we might paint a small wall that colour and then do the cabinets in a smoky green. So just looking at options now. Love all these. Darker. I don't know if they can like bespoke. So before we get the paint, we've decided we're going to pick up the floor tiles and the stick-on worktop because there's actually quite limited options of those. So we want to make sure we know what we want of that, and then we need to make sure that the paint like complements that. So we've actually decided to go for this wood instead now. It's still peel and stick vinyl, but it's kind of similar to our utility room. So to save money, we're not going to go over the utility room floor, and we're just going to get packets enough for our galley kitchen. So this is the stuff we're going for. It's £10 a packet, and we're going to get 4 packets. So that's actually saved us a bit of money now. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Mashed potato.
Why do no? Put it back. No football pitches in Kingston, thank you.
Take a walk with me outside. Tell me everything about you.
So we are just about to start painting the kitchen cupboards. There is no part of me that can be bothered with this right now. It's like 3 PM on a Saturday, and the day has just gotten away with us, but I really want to get it primed today. First up, I've just given the kitchen a bit of a clean, and then we are going to remove all of these. We've got 19 drawer handles. Remove all of those, get painting, and then hopefully either tonight or tomorrow morning we can put the new handles on, and then the last thing to do is just the floor and the worktop, but that will be done last when all the paint has dried. I really do. Terracotta.
The park and a few bright stars. I give you the moon and my all is yours. Don't hesitate, just give me your all. Just give me your all.
The exact colour I wanted. Very nice. Not so sure about my terracotta wall that I've done. I don't know if I like it or not. I guess we have to wait until we put the worktop down, but once we put the worktop down, we're not painting anything else, so I need to make a decision on whether I need to paint it back white or I keep it back.
What? Paint it back white?
So today I am going to start by painting over the salmon terracotta wall that I painted yesterday. I just don't like it. I actually don't mind the colour, but it just doesn't work in the kitchen next to the green. I was really hoping it was going to work, but it just doesn't. So I've got my little white tray here, and this has felt like a glorious waste of time.
It's you a dream I won't deny. I'll show when
The weekend kind of just passed us by, and we didn't get to finish our kitchen upcycle because we decided to actually have a weekend as well. So we did manage to paint the cabinets and put all the handles on. Okay, so we're now doing the floor on a Wednesday evening, and we're hoping to finish it very soon. It's looking very easy, so Fred is just doing it now. Here he goes. So we've just laid it down like that, and we're just gonna now peel back the sticky bit underneath. Is it stuck?
Yeah, proper stuff.
How does it feel? Is it gonna budge?
No, not at all.
Nice.
let's go for gold. If we ever was lost before.
Okay, we are back in business, baby. And the floors are done, the cabinets are done, and it's now time for the worktops to go. That's black worktop is history. Let's hope, because we now have our worktop in wrapping paper version. This is the marble print that I picked at B&Q. It's £6 a roll, and we estimated we needed 2.5 rolls. So we've got 3, and we've got a bit of leeway in case we make a few mistakes, because this is the first time ever we've done a stuck-on worktop, and we're hoping for the best. So first up, what we found was that the majority of these were unstuck, so we've just ripped them off, and we've got no nails glued to stick them back down on top. So we're hoping that we get like a really neat edge of the worktop as we stick it down, and then we'll stick the kind of skirting back on top. Our biggest challenges are going to be around the cooker and around our circular sink. We're just going to kind of address it when we get to it, really, because this is a £6 worktop and we have no experience or skill in this, and we're just going to wing it, so wish us luck. So what you'll need is obviously your vinyl worktop. We've got a wallpaper smoother, a ruler just to make sure everything is level, and then we're going to cut it with this scalpel blade. Is this a scalpel blade?
Utility knife.
Utility knife. Great. So something like a very, very sharp point to cut.
Now we finally found our way. Our love is stronger than anything. We will make our own way.
So we're back, and it is now the end of January, and our kitchen has actually been finished now for about 2 months. Although there's a couple of things that we just need to do in like the final touches, and I don't know if they're ever just gonna get done, because obviously we are gonna remodel the house at some point this year. I don't know, we just got really lazy, but it's finished, and I am so impressed with the transformation. For the last few months, it has been the most enjoyable experience to cook in it, and I know that sounds ridiculous because the space hasn't changed, but it's so much lighter and brighter, and it's just a more enjoyable place to be in. So without further ado, let me show you.
The park and a few bright stars. I give you the moon and my all is yours. Don't hesitate, just give me your all. Just give me your all. So let's fly.
So I'll give you a little tour, even though there's really not much to show. Our worktops have gone down really nicely. I'm actually absolutely overjoyed with how they've turned out. Like, they're never going to be perfect, but they wipe down so well. They can take heat on them. The only thing I would say was that obviously we're first timers, and This was ever so slightly a bit sloppy in the corner there. And then obviously this is the color that we went for in the end. I absolutely adore it. This is my little prep station here. Not much space, but it's great, and I got this for Christmas actually. It is this, I think it's from Lakeland, and it's a brilliant recipe book holder because obviously it holds your recipe up on the page, and also this protects from any splashes on the book. Another thing we got, which is an absolute essential, is this Joseph draining mat. And this is great because it just drains straight into the sink, and then it's got these, you can lift them up. It's really nifty, and I think it was like £20. It's just made our everyday lives so much nicer, and for I think £200 we spent, it's been so worth it. I'm going to show you the utility room as well. So here we go, here is the space. Obviously this is so not glamorous, it's a utility room, so it's basically where we store everything, but it's so nice having a space now that we can use. We put Freddie's shirts up here to dry, and then this is obviously the ironing station as well. And then over here, these are the things I got on Amazon, which I absolutely love. It's so handy just having your brooms there. And then obviously Freddie's bike is on the wall. And then our recycling bins as well in the corner. It's just made everything just so much more efficient. I hope you enjoyed that little kind of spruce up of our kitchen and our utility room. It's obviously temporary because this room is gonna get knocked down when we do our final extension. I keep saying like when we do our refurb, and it feels like I'm just talking and not doing, but we obviously have had to save a lot of money for this. It's so costly, and actually what we've realized is we're gonna be doing it in 3 stages because it is so costly. So we're gonna start with the bathroom upstairs and rearranging the hallway. Then we're gonna do this area here, the kitchen, and then we are going to do the loft in a couple of years. But right now we don't need the loft, but we do need a better living space down here. So that's first. I will do a full separate video of all of this, of us doing the plan, figure out how much we need to do it. And in the meantime, I've got a lovely kitchen and utility room to be in. I'm gonna put links to everything we bought and used throughout the project in the there. Okay, so that's it from me. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you don't subscribe already, then feel free to subscribe. And if you don't follow me on Instagram, then you can check me out. I am _TheLayOfTheLife_, and that's where I post my daily adventures. So I will be back next week with another video. Bye!